Hi guys, it's Kate here from dudehack.com, and today I'm going to be running through 13 things you should never do on a first date. Now today we are going to jump right in, but first a super quick reminder, my name is Kate from dudehack.com, a website that is all things dating. If you are looking for a first date, go and check out Dude Hack's free quiz. This is going to tell you what dating app is best suited to you. Keep your eyes peeled for Dude Hack's upcoming online dating course. You can check this out in the description box below if it's available by the time you watch this video. Also, please consider subscribing as it tells the algorithm that you want to see more of me and Steve, and we can keep making these videos. Okay, let's get into it. Alrighty, here are 13 examples of bad first date behavior you really want to avoid. Number 1, choose the destination at random. If there's anything that real estate agents and hitmen have in common, it's that they both know the importance of location, location, location. So let whichever of these occupations inspire you the most to be your guide here. Where you go on a first date is going to contribute a huge amount to whether it makes or breaks the date. So get to know what your date likes and tailor where you're going to them. They're a vegetarian who hates spicy food. Don't take them to your favorite spice and chili meat emporium. To optimize for success, both halves of the date should feel equally comfortable in the date location. Number 2, act like a robot. Your match has agreed to date a human being, so it's only polite to continue this and not unpleasantly surprise them to the fact that you're actually a robot. What do I mean by this? Well, don't practice all your small talk and questions so that it seems like you're in a conversation with a pleasant but entirely pre-programmed robot. Sure, maybe have some fun stories in your back pocket, but ultimately you've got to be there listening and responding, not reciting a best first date script. 3, move at the wrong speed. If one of you has a toothbrush in your pocket and a breakfast date planned with someone else the next morning, and the other is discussing names for a first kid and scouting wedding locations, that is a mismatch in speed, my friend. 4, plan only for the worst, but not for the best. What's the best possible outcome for this date? What if it happens? Have you planned for that? What if you're hoping for is, I'd love to see you again? Do you know when you're available so you can suggest a time? If it's ending up back at your place, have you tidied your house up to a presentable standard? I'm not your mum, but honestly, when did you change your sheets last? If it's kissing, did you brush your teeth? Yes, please God, say that you brushed your teeth before the first date. But we often plan for the worst, so don't neglect to plan for the best. 5, dress inappropriately for the vibe. You're at a local bar. She's dressed as a mermaid. You are in a $3,000 tux. Something has gone terribly wrong. You're at an exclusive restaurant. She's wearing a full suit of plate mail armor. You're in stars and stripes bikini. Something has gone terribly wrong. Don't do those things. Dress for the occasion so you're comfortable, matching the environment that you're actually going to and looking good. 6, go on about your ex. Don't talk about your ex, just don't, even if it's a cool story about what chill friends you are now, not on a first date. 7, only talk about yourself. Now yes, your job is very exciting and fulfilling and demonstrates your maturity, stability, and earning potential. That story about your friend Keith that fell down the hole when you were lost in a forest, yes, that's very funny, very, very good, but has your date said anything? Or are you monologuing about yourself? Don't do this. Ask a question, care about the answer. Now, just before we move on to number 8, if you are liking this video so far, we would really appreciate if you could give it a like and even hit that subscribe button for similar content. 8, only ask questions. What do you do for a living? Is there much room for growth in that industry? Is that because of the lack of demand or a glass ceiling caused by structural inequity and inherent misogyny in upper management? What are you doing to fight that? Is there no room for direct action? Have you considered attempting to manage up? Have you ever been arrested or convicted of any crimes, including genocide or acts of terror? Yes, ask questions. Yes, be interested in the answers. You aren't the CIA. Don't interrogate your date. 9, get too drunk. If you are not good at being very drunk, do not get very drunk. You will make sloppy errors of judgment and say or do something ranging from mildly embarrassing to mortifying. Also, if you are in a situation where you are able to correctly assess that you have a high level of skill in being very drunk, maybe you need to drink a little bit less. Take the foot off the gas there, my friend. 10. Look at your phone all night. Nothing says, hey, I'm not very interested in you or in this conversation like getting your phone out on a date. Particularly heinous, checking to see if you have any new matches on your dating app of choice. This will not go very well. It may seem unlikely that you would look at a screen instead of your date, but we habitually check our phones pretty regularly. It can be an active effort to not glance at it every so often. I'm not saying leave it at home or in the car, I'm not a monster, but maybe having your phone in an inside pocket where it isn't easy to get to. 11. Be rude to anyone. You will be entirely judged on how you interact with everyone. So that means if you go bananas at the server that brings you tap water instead of sparkling, that will be noted. If you do some finger snap summoning of people to get their attention, that will be noted. The useful thing about this one is that you can use it too. Is your date charming to you and horrible to everyone else? You, my friend, have just spotted a red flag. 12. Only disclose things you hate. Don't hate everything. An easy conversation is, this is a thing that sucks, or I hate when people do this, or why is this place so weird? It's fun for a bit, but it's also really tiring and makes you seem a bit bitter and jaded. We're on a first date. Optimism. We're trying to talk about things that we love. Maybe your date is into music or films that you think suck. It doesn't matter. Don't spend 20 minutes trying to tell them that they're wrong. I'm hoping this isn't a surprise, but people don't like to be told the things that they like are not good or worth liking, so maybe hold back. 13. Order lobster. I know it seems like a boss move, especially if you're at a fancy place, but don't do it. You will not pull it off. You're going to end up wearing a bib covered in butter and smelling like seafood. You cannot concentrate on a conversation when you're trying to eat this thing. It's a hard no. Lobster, crab, pretty much anything that adds a deconstruction, backstreet, autopsy component to the meal is for several dates down the line. That's when you can afford for it to be a bit of a disaster and it seem charming rather than a red flag. For the first date, get snacks or a platter for sharing. It's fun, friendly, and can be a little bit flirty. Perfect. Seriously, do not order lobster. I am not joking. So now you know all of the don'ts, how do you get better at first dates? While the list of first date rules is useful in telling you what not to do, it's only half of it. Because what you really want to do while minimizing negative behaviors is maximize positive ones. So, what should you do on a first date? As I mentioned above, you want a great location or activity for your first date. They're sure to kickstart your own creativity for how you can bring something extra to the first date game. Ice skating is a good first date idea. What about bowling? And the easiest way to learn what makes a good first date and to get better at them is to go on more dates. This is a pretty good technique, especially because it stops you from putting heaps of pressure on every first date. You can be a bit more laid back if you haven't put all of your eggs in one basket, which will in turn likely lead to being closer to your best version of yourself. But do remember, when you're on these dates, conversation is king. Walking that line between being curious and interested and not interrogating your date can be tricky to navigate. Finally, if you're wondering if the dates you're getting are maybe not lining up in terms of expectations or what each of you is after, then maybe you're on the wrong dating app. The only way to find out is to check out Dude Hack's dating app quiz, which is going to help you work out which app is right for you. And remember to keep your eyes peeled for Dude Hack's upcoming online dating course. You can check this out in the description box below if it is available by the time you watch this video. That's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and check back in for regular videos soon. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.